Attachment is one of the most powerful forces in the human mind. It shapes how we love, how we trust, how we respond to pain, and how we survive emotionally. Long before we learn how to speak, solve problems, or even walk, we learn how to attach. And the way we attach becomes the blueprint for almost every relationship we will ever have. Attachment is not simply about love. It is about safety. It is about survival. It is about the very first question every child asks without words. Will someone be there for me when I need them most? And the answer the child receives through touch, tone, consistency, presence, and emotional availability becomes their psychological foundation. Some children learn that the world is safe. Some learn the world is unpredictable. And some learn that the world is dangerous. This is the beginning of attachment psychology. Attachment forms in the earliest years of life, usually between birth and age 3. It starts with the bond between the infant and the primary caregiver, usually a parent. But this bond does not come from perfection. It comes from responsiveness. A child cries. Parent comes. A child reaches out. Parent responds. A child is frightened. Parent soothes. Through thousands of these small interactions, the child's brain learns trust, security, and safety. But when these experiences are inconsistent, chaotic, or neglectful, the child learns fear, hypervigilance, or self-protection. A child doesn't need a perfect parent. They need an attuned one. But many children grow up in homes where the emotional atmosphere is unpredictable. Maybe the parent is loving one moment and distant the next. Maybe the parent provides for the child's physical needs, but cannot meet their emotional ones. Maybe the parent is overwhelmed, absent, or struggling with trauma of their own. In such homes, the child develops attachment wounds. Wounds that do not heal with age but shape the personality, behavior, and emotional life of the adult they eventually become. People with secure attachment learned early that love is safe. They grew up with caregivers who, even if imperfect, were consistently present. These children carry a quiet confidence into adulthood. They believe they are worthy. They believe others can be trusted. They believe connection is natural, not dangerous. In relationships, securely attached adults communicate clearly, set boundaries without guilt, and apologize without feeling weak. They can love deeply without losing themselves. They can be independent without pushing people away. They know how to give and receive love. This is the power of early attunement. But most people do not grow up securely attached. Most people carry attachment wounds they don't even know they have. Anxious attachment grows in a child who experiences inconsistent care. Sometimes the parent is loving, present, and attentive. Other times they are distracted, overwhelmed, emotionally unavailable, or unpredictable. The child learns, I can get love, but I must fight for it, because it can disappear at any moment. This creates a nervous system that is always waiting for the next emotional shift. As adults, people with anxious attachment often overthink everything, fear abandonment, need constant reassurance, feel insecure even in good relationships, worry over small changes in tone or attention, love intensely but fear being unlovable. They don't want too much. They want stability, something they never had. Inside an anxiously attached adult is a child who learned that love is a reward that can be taken away. So they cling, chase, or overgive to keep people close. Their wounds were not created by neediness. Their wounds were created by inconsistency. Avoidant attachment forms when a child's emotional needs are discouraged, ignored, or minimized. These children learn very early. If I show emotions, I will be dismissed. If I reach out, no one will come. So they stop reaching. Not because they don't need love, but because needing love has been painful. As adults, avoidantly attached people often prefer independence to intimacy, shut down during conflict, feel uncomfortable with emotional closeness, struggle to express vulnerability, fear relying on others, distance themselves when they feel overwhelmed. They appear cold, distant, or detached, but inside, they are protecting themselves from the fear of emotional exposure. Avoidantly attached adults did not grow up uncaring. They grew up unprotected. Disorganized attachment is the deepest wound, the result of a childhood where the caregiver was both the source of comfort and the source of fear. This often happens in homes filled with trauma, abuse, addiction, rage, or severe instability. The child learns, The person who is supposed to protect me is unpredictable. Love can hurt me. I don't know where safety is. This creates a nervous system that swings between craving closeness and fearing it. As adults, they may sabotage relationships, pull people close then push them away, experience emotional extremes, a love intensely but fear betrayal, a struggle to regulate emotions, a have difficulty trusting anyone including themselves. Their heart is a battlefield, torn between longing and fear, closeness and self-protection. Disorganized attachment often becomes the root of chronic anxiety, emotional chaos, and unstable relationships in adulthood. Attachment doesn't just affect romance. It affects everything. How you argue, how you love, how you trust, how you handle distance, how you respond to rejection, how you choose partners, how you communicate, how you react to conflict, how you think people feel about you. Insecurely attached adults often find themselves in relationship patterns they don't understand. Anxious attached to avoidant, avoidant attached to anxious. Disorganized swing between both, not because they want pain, but because their nervous system recognizes familiar emotional patterns, even if those patterns are unhealthy. Attachment wounds recreate themselves until they are healed. Attachment psychology explains why people overshare to feel close, a withdraw to protect themselves, a stay in toxic relationships for fear of abandonment, a push away healthy partners, a pick emotionally unavailable people, a feel too much or not enough, a shut down during conflict, fear being forgotten, test people to see if they will stay, apologize for existing. These are not personality flaws. They are attachment responses. Your attachment style is not who you are. It is who you learn to be. At the core of every attachment style is a belief. Secure. I am worthy of love. Anxious. I must earn love. Avoidant. I don't need love. Disorganized. Love is dangerous. These beliefs shape confidence, boundaries, emotional needs, communication patterns, how you choose partners, how you handle vulnerability. Most people chase love without understanding that their attachment wounds are deciding who they fall for and who they run from. Attachment determines not only how we love others, but how we love ourselves. Attachment can be healed. The brain can rewire with safety, consistency, and emotional understanding. Healing begins when you 1. Recognize your patterns. Self-awareness is the first step. 2. Challenge old beliefs. You are not too much. You are not too distant. You are not unlovable. These are emotional reflexes, not truths. 3. Learn emotional regulation. Calming your nervous system changes your attachment style faster than anything else. 4. Build relational safety. Healing happens through safe bonds, supportive friends, healthy partners, therapy, community, self-connection. You heal in relationships because your wounds were created in relationships. 5. Practice secure behaviors. Even if you don't feel secure yet, acting secure slowly rewires your brain. At its core, attachment asks, can I trust that love will not destroy me? Can I depend on someone? Is it safe to be vulnerable? For some, the answer is yes. For others, the answer was stolen in childhood. But no matter your attachment style, you are not broken. You are shaped by the emotional environment that raised you. And shaped humans can reshape themselves. Attachment is not fate. It is a wound that can be healed, a pattern that can be unlearned, and a story that can be rewritten. Understanding attachment helps explain why you choose the partners you choose, why you push away or cling, why conflict feels threatening, why you fear abandonment or intimacy, why you repeat the same emotional cycles. Once you understand your attachment style, you stop blaming yourself for behaviors that were created long before you had the power to choose differently. You stop seeing your reactions as flaws. You see them as adaptations. Attachment is the emotional language of your childhood still speaking in your adulthood, and healing is learning a new language. You are not defined by the way you were loved. You are not trapped in the patterns you learned. Attachment psychology is not a sentence, it is a map, a guide, a way back to yourself. Because deep inside every insecure attachment style is one core truth. You were always worthy of a love that felt safe. You simply learn to survive without it. But survival is not the end of your story. Healing is.